Buying a home is one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking things you'll ever do in your life. Sure, you're taking on $1,000 of debt, which may be a little more than you're used to, but hey, it's also an opportunity to explore the unknown. It's easy to make mistakes, but that's part of the learning process, and you'll be all the wiser for it in the end, right? Wrong. Who wants to make mistakes when you don't need to? So in today's video, what I'm going to do is give you the top 5 most crucial mistakes you can make as a home buyer. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned veteran, don't let yourself get fooled by the fluff. This is real, raw, and personal advice. Today, I'm going to give you the inside scoop on what you need to avoid when it comes to purchasing a home. Don't miss it. Get your pre-qualification and home inspection done, and be sure to tune in to hear what I have to say. It's the most important thing you can do to ensure success in buying a home. The first mistake you can make as a home buyer is simply using your pre-qualification as your only means of figuring out how much house you can really afford. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that pre-qualification gives you an accurate picture of what you can afford for a house. Make sure you do your homework to ensure you're making an informed decision. To get the most accurate figure, consult with the #1 relocation team in all of Lower Alabama, because we'll be able to point you in the right direction. Talking to us first lets you know where you're at in the process, and from there, we can recommend you talk to a mortgage loan officer, or maybe it's not the best time for you, which happens, and that's okay. But if you do speak to a mortgage lender, then you'll want to make sure they are looking at your monthly net income as opposed to your gross income. Now, you don't have to take my word for it, but if you go talk to someone else and they're like, yeah, you qualify for XYZ based off your gross monthly income, before taxes, before insurance, before everything, then you might be in a tough situation once Christmas comes and your anniversary rolls around the corner and you don't have any extra funds in the bank. Number 2 is that you gotta be flexible and realistic. I highly encourage you to make a checklist of your must-haves and your wants, along with pros and cons of an area if you're not able to decide which is a better fit. Some good examples could be things like location, proximity to work, your commute time, how close you're to shopping, school district ratings, what kind of neighborhood amenities are offered, and then the type of home features there are. How much square footage do you need? What type of layout do you want? Are HOAs or POAs okay? These are all questions you may not think of, but that's what we're here for. We specialize in relocating buyers from all over the country to Lower Alabama, and these are the type of questions we ask right off the bat. We'll schedule a Zoom call to get to know you better. This way we don't miss anything, and then we can really dive into your search, but we don't know what you're looking for without good communication. So we ask that you lay it all out, don't be shy. Number 3, you want to anticipate the cost of buying a home. The purchase of buying a home is expensive. It requires a down payment, earnest money, unexpected expenses such as setting up an escrow account, and expensive closing costs. So when you get pre-approved and you speak with your lender, make sure they give you an estimate, but this is also where we can provide you with a buyer's net sheet so you can see the actual cost of your purchase of your home. Nobody wants to be house poor, so make sure you're taking into account your property taxes, homeowner's insurance, and hurricane or flood insurance if needed, because this can all add up really quick. Number 4, you'll want to have money set aside for things that you're gonna want to do in the house or things you've never done before. Maybe you've rented and you've never had a yard, or maybe you need a piece of equipment, or a lawn service, or some unexpected expenses like a tree comes down, or just the tree trimming in general. This may be something you've never had before, so knowing the cost of homeownership and investigating that prior to buying a home so that you're not taken by surprise is really a good thing. Or for something that's not even home related, like medical expense. And I'll give you an example. Little Tony had low platelets once, which is an autoimmune disease that attacked his immune system and wouldn't allow his body to stop bleeding internally. And he was also bruising really badly just from picking him up. Obviously, this was terrifying as a parent, and he had to spend a week in the hospital fighting this. It was absolutely terrible. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy, but with that being said, you want to make sure that you have an emergency savings or funds to cover something like this, because you never know. Now, moving on to number 5, last but not least, the final biggest mistake homebuyers make is they buy with equity in mind. This is going to be more crucial than ever. There are a lot of people out there that made a lot of money these last 10 years, and how'd they make it? Well, They bought a house, they maybe painted it, maybe put some nice cabinets in it, they held on to it for 3 or 4 years, then they sold it. Then bam, they have $50,000 to $100,000. You don't have to be on HGTV to make that kind of money, because in the last 10 years, we've been in this intense recovery market, and we know it's not gonna be like that anymore. But who knows what the future has in store for us? Some people say there's a market crash coming, which I don't see, and others say it's an adjustment, and some people just think everything's going to be fine. But the point is, no one really knows. So you, your cousin Eddie, your parents, or whoever can say this is a solid investment and that you can sell your house in 3 years and make $30,000 and you can use that money to buy another one. But the reality is there's no knowing what the future has in store for us. So don't buy a house with the idea that you're going to sell it in 2 or 3 years from now and make a huge amount of equity. I mean, sure, it's an investment, and sure, it's good to upgrade it slowly so you can build on to that potential value, but who really knows what's going to happen to all the home values? All I know is that real estate statistically has always gone up over the years, and as long as you hold on to it, you should be all right. So what I'm trying to say is look at this as a long-term investment. None of this 3 or 5 year BS. If you live in a great market, which I think we do, then that's great. But you should still look at it as a long-term investment. Don't go trying to do flips without truly knowing what the market has been doing. And by understanding these 5 crucial mistakes, you're now in a better position to go out there and be a little bit more prepared in your next home purchase. And if you have some potential tips for future home buyers, you can leave a comment below, so that way we can share the knowledge and we can help the next generation of people. As always, thanks for watching. And if you need any help relocating to the area, call the #1 relocation team in all of Lower Alabama. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.